I'm live now, right? This is working. Is this working? Yeah. Hello. Good evening, everyone. I don't know where my ring light is, so you're probably just gonna see me being dark all the time. I apologize for that. One thing I also kind of lost with all the OBS plugins. Yeah, you're live. Yay! Yeah, I've lost all my OBS plugins. I was just talking about that for like 2 or 3 minutes without realizing I wasn't live. I thought you guys are hearing me, just not speaking at all. But yeah, I lost all my Windows setup, as you can imagine, because all of the plugins I had built for Windows, and turns out you can't get an equalizer for Linux very easily. At least not the VSTs I tried anyway. But I will try that in the next stream. I will figure it out. What I've lost for sure is the background. So the background that you would not be able to see in the past, you'll be able to see now. And the reason being is because NVIDIA refuses to build NVIDIA Broadcast for Linux. So we lost that, but I hope you can forgive me for that. I know the camera quality isn't too great either. I can try and fix that right now. Sound and everything, great, yeah. I can try and fix the camera quality a little bit. Integrated, that's not what I want. I mean, in theory, this camera does up to, I think, yeah, 1920 by 1080, but I can see the resolution is quite low for some reason. I don't know if I can be bothered with fixing that. Maybe not. Can I change the exposure though? White balance. Okay, I can't change that. Can I change exposure? No, I can't change that either. Brightness and contrast. We can increase it a little bit. Hmm. 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 Do I want to make myself look more orange than Donald Trump? Maybe not. I think that's good. That's good for now. This will do. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. I'm back, right? So I've been up to quite a lot recently, mostly working, to be honest, and not having any motivation to stream, but I got a little bit of motivation today to do something, and I obviously honestly missed you guys quite a lot. Yeah, welcome. This is my new setup. You can see here that I'm not running Windows anymore, so I'm free from all the bloatware. This is Omarchy, so that's what I've been up to in the last like month or so. Just getting to grips with how to work with this shit because it's really not intuitive. So the whole like tile system that Hyper gives you here in Omarchy is confusing if you've not done it before, right? So like you can't just drag and drop windows. You have to like create new things and make sure you can like you can resize things and whatnot, but you got to know your way around the tiling system and know all the commands for it to place things in the right spot. Because yeah, it's quite annoying. If I can just keep if you don't know anything, you can just keep opening and it just keep doing this right forever. But yeah, that was like one of my pet peeves when I started working with Omarchy. But yeah, we're here. We're using Arch, and today we're probably going to be doing some C++, right? I want to hear about you guys. How's everyone doing? I don't have Coke today. I have some weird green drink, which is green apple, I think. It's very nice. It's Fanta green apple. I believe the text is probably not very useful for you guys. Yeah, so I pulled the project that I was working on many, many months ago. I'm not sure if you guys remember on stream. The audio analyzer kind of thing, which was using mini audio. And it's just a CMake project, a CMake C++ project, using this library called mini audio to actually play audio. And I thought, yeah, let's try and build this today, and maybe even do some code refactoring if we can get it working. Is Omarchy just a better Arch? So Omarchy is what you call an opinionated installation of Arch, right? So you can try and install Arch by yourself. There is actually an install script that I've used before, but even with the install script, it's just horrendous to kind of work with it and know how to install all the modules that you need. For example, like something that I kept doing all the time was installing Arch Linux on my new laptop, without selecting the Wi-Fi mode. So I'll be like wondering why I can't connect to the Wi-Fi. And it's just because I didn't select it on the installation script. So it's ridiculous, man. But yeah, Omarchy kind of fixes all of that because it's just an ISO install. And you get Arch and Hyper and Wayland, Waybar at the top. I'm not sure if you can see it here. In fact, this is kind of, I think it's not really very readable for you guys, right? So, ooh, let me change that a little bit. And this is one of the things I like about Omarchy as well. It's like all of your configuration files for your UI, themes, and everything else are just in your .config. So you can modify anything in here. So for example, if I want to modify the monitor HUD settings, I think it's called, right? I just have to find Hyper. Yeah, and then find wherever I've got my monitor. Hyper, there. Monitors. And you can see I have already got like a setup for this monitor. It is 1.2. What I can do, yeah, I can try 1.2000 here and see what it. That's kind of too big, isn't it? So it's using 2.5. If I do 1.08, maybe it will tell me 0.66667, right? That's a clean divisor. There you go. So all of your configuration files are here. I have CPP question. What tools do you use for static code analysis? I have a class where I need to measure those metrics. I chose CPP. So Clang Tidy does static analysis. Cyclomatic complexity is like you want to see how complex your code is, right? Like nested ifs and stuff like that. I don't think that's static analysis, dude. So I don't think Clang Tidy will do that for you. But there are other tools. SonarQube is like an all-in-one good thing. So try this one out. I know it's paid. I think I used it in my first ever job, to be honest. But yeah, SonarQube C++ has like loads of analysis on it. I would try this one out. Fucking hell, sorry about that. We have a widescreen, complete widescreen. But if you want like professional analysis on with everything you can possibly get, static analysis, dynamic analysis, which is when you actually run your code and it will tell you like how complex it is and whether you're doing something wrong in the code. SonarQube will do that. It is paid, I think. There might be a free version. Yeah, there you go. So you might want to give something like this a try. SonarQube is recommended. Yeah, this is like what professional code bases will use, right? Anyway. Right, now that we've got like the setup here, another thing I wanted to change as well, just before the stream, and show you guys how easy it is to change something, is not that. If I go on my workspace 5, if I go here, oh, yeah, I've not got into grips on how the file explorer works in LazyVim, because whenever I close this and I open it again, like I end up getting the directory I'm in, another directory that was opened before, if it makes sense. So that's kind of annoying. Anyway, by the teacher. I want to like add something to my battery, and I already had this, but I believe it was overridden in the last update I've done. But basically, when I hover over, it should tell me how long of battery lifetime I've got. Because by default, it doesn't do that. I think that is also that's going to be in Waybar, which is the bar you see at the top. Maybe config back will do here. Power. So there. Oh, there you go. This is what I kind of had last time, right? And as you can see, it got overridden. So if we add that now, there you go. And you can find like all of the possible configs you can do in any of these things if you just kind of like open a browser and then search for Waybar power config. That's how I find information. And it's very easy for you to, what I'm trying to say is like, it's very easy for me to customize anything, which is something I couldn't really do on Windows, right? So, by the teacher, something interesting. We have horrible latency. Oh, yeah, sorry about the latency. That I don't think I can fix that right now. Maybe I can. Yeah, let me see if it's on the settings. If I edit this, no. Yeah, it's not something I get an option for, unfortunately, dude. I'm sorry, man. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Yeah, waybar. That's what I mean. So waybar is this bar at the top, right? But yeah, I mean, waybar menu. We've got like power in here somewhere, and you can see all of the power. Ooh, power maybe waybar power. I'm trying to find the config or the config page that I was using to get all of these options. Waybar examples. And yeah, like you can just drag and drop like anything that you want. So if you want a bar that kind of looks like this, you can go and like just kind of copy it. I've got the very minimal default bar with extra stuff on top. But yeah. Anyway, I don't think we're going to find that right now. It's besides the point. But now, if I click on that, ooh, it didn't quite save, did it? If I save it, yes, it won't affect it unless I like relaunch the whole thing. And if I relaunch it, obviously you're going to lose OBS, but I have to like restart Wayland for it to actually, or Waybar to actually take effect. But yeah, everything is in config files. I really, really like that. It's very easy for you to modify anything. I've modified my login screen, for example. It looks really nice. I won't be able to show you here because if I lock it, obviously you won't get to see it, I believe. I want to see what happens on stream if I lock my machine, but you know, besides the point here. Wayland doesn't use CSS. I don't know what it uses to be. Yeah, I meant Waybar. Thank you, Chuckback. Okay. And yeah, workspaces, that's something we've not talked about as well. Like you have different workspaces, right? So like on one workspace I might have my browser, but obviously on the other ones I have like different code bases open. And you can obviously tile everything. So I've got like a terminal here, which kind of behaves as my kind of build command line thingy / Conan. And you can, you know, do whatever you like. And you can assign like workspaces to monitors as well. So like 1 and 2 is assigned to my second monitor, which is on my laptop. You can't see that obviously because I'm not streaming that. And then 3 to whatever is assigned to my second monitor. So that's what I use for actual work, right? But yeah, I really recommend you guys try it. pkill waybar and waybar to reload waybar. I wonder if yeah, I could do that, but I'd also wonder if Omarchy already has that. Is it Control Shift? And if I do system, yeah, relaunch will like actually restart the whole thing and close all of my programs. I don't want to do that. Yeah, let's try that, right? So pkill waybar. Right, do we get the power now? No, we don't. So that change didn't work for some reason, which is interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Maybe it doesn't work when it's on. Okay, yeah, there you go. It's because we don't have the time here, right? But if we had time here as well. Oh no, that's for the icon itself. Never mind. I don't want to add it to the icon. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why that didn't work, but it should do, because according to the documentation of Waybar, time is valid, and it was working before, maybe messed up with the update. But yeah, I'm going to close this because I don't really want to do anything here. And we're going to go back to 4, where we actually have C++, right? Try Celestia. It's Celestia. I'm going to check that out before I start doing some coding. Let's just kill time and Celestia. What is that? A very sexy rise. Memory perfection dots. Is it? This repo includes an install script to install the entire dot. Manual installation dependencies. Okay, so is it just like a set of configurations for all these things? So waybar, hyper. It's just a theme, right? It looks like a theme. All the people in the chat are liars. You can only trust me. We have tried to turn it off and on again. I could, yeah. I mean, I'm sure that will fix it, but the problem is I will lose the stream, and I don't really want to spend another 10 minutes setting it back up when I get back. Right. Should we actually get to do what we came to do on the stream, which is some C++ building? But yeah, it's very nice to see all of you guys here. I don't actually know how many of you there are. I don't have the YouTube analytics. Maybe I'll open that, but there was something like 5 to 10 people when I started. So I hope there is still the same amount now. Do. Fuck. That was so loud. Jesus Christ. Analytics. Yeah, we've got 12 people. Fuck. That's more than I used to have when I actually streamed all the time. So I'm not sure what's happening. But yeah, welcome everyone. Yeah. So as I said at the start, oh no, I don't wanna okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Control Z it, bring it to background. Can I close this? No, yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with closing Waybar. That's the problem with me listening to the chat. I closed it, and obviously it gets attached to the terminal. I can bring it to the background and zone it. Yeah, I can do that, right? So Waybar. And I guess I can also Control Z it, bring it to the background, and zone. Right, so that should work. If I close that, there you go. So Waybar is just running somewhere. I don't care where. Right, and now we can have a... That's not what I meant to do. We can have our terminal back. I think I've installed all the column dependencies. So there are a few things to do here. So I need to make sure the column dependencies are working. I need to make sure CMake presets are working. I've not tried them. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just install the debug first. Turns out I've already got all of them. Great. Can I just CMake build it? No, because I've got a missing file. Oh, how funny would it be if this file is actually not in the repo because it's on my laptop, my other laptop, and I forgot to push it last time I did the stream? That would be really funny, wouldn't it? Is analysis.cvp in here? No. Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, so that's the first hurdle. First hurdle is that's the word, right? Is making sure we can actually build the whole thing. And I think it would work were we to have this file here, analysis HPP. I'm going to turn on my other laptop, which is somewhere in here. Sorry about that. And we'll check if that file is indeed like not pushed to the repo. Because at the moment, it just looks like it's not pushed, right? But yeah, I mean, I'll be interested to know how many of you have actually tried Omarchy in the past. I know one of you did. I can't remember who suggested it to me. I think it was Veek on Discord. So this is back when I was trying to get a new laptop because my other laptop sucked. And I needed a new setup to be a little bit more productive. And sorry about that, Windows noises. And that's how I started actually working with Omarchy. And fun fact is I actually used it for work for the past 3 weeks. And we do like CMake and C++ at work, and it just works marvelously. Bear with me, guys. I'm just checking that we've got that file pushed. Other than that, how's everyone doing? So I've actually not seen some of your faces for a long time, and I do apologize for that, by the way. But it is what it is. Sometimes you just lack the motivation to do things. Right. Oh, classic Windows update when you most need it. Can I quit it? Yeah. Right. Fucking hell. And this is me trying to figure out where the freaking file is. All the people in the chat liars. I've read that. Okay, didn't miss anything. Right. Update is complete. I'm finally in my Windows machine. It feels so weird. This is one of the things I figured. Like, it feels so weird going back to Windows after you actually get used to tiling systems, because it just feels so inefficient. Like, you have to actually drag and drop all of the windows in the right places and stuff like that. The system just won't snap him in the right places as you expect. Wavy tune CMake, get status. Yeah, there you go. I had forgotten to push something to the Git repository. That's so classic of me. Sorry about that. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I am just pushing some code really quickly. And then we are back on stream. Just like that. That was a nice little side quest, wasn't it? A nice little side quest. Right, so now if I pull it, oh, if I stash my changes, and get pull. Yay! So you've got the file back. How great is that? So now we should be able to actually build the show. And for those wondering, this is not VS Code, of course. This is LazyVim. It's something that comes pre-installed with Omarchy, and it's just basically NeoVim with LazyVim installed in it. And LazyVim has a bunch of good defaults if you just want to try out NeoVim. So you don't have to worry about setting up like your plugin workspaces, your editor preferences at the start, because it just has really, really good ones. And most importantly, it has Mason. It has a Mason, the Mason, what is it called? Package manager thing, which lets you install LSPs for like languages and stuff. So it's really, really easy to set up. I would really recommend it. Okay, we are building now. Oh gosh. Right, I have no idea if this is actually going to like run at all in here. I would like to set up debugging. That's one of the things I've not done on this setup yet. Like I've not set up the C++ debugger to work with my LazyVim, my NeoVim. So that's something we can try. Was busy. Promotion for me was mentioned on Discord. Hopefully it will work out fine. Still reporting organization mainly Excel. Dude, I hope it works out. I mean, honestly, you sound like someone who works very hard and genuinely smart, right? So I'm sure it'll work out, dude. I don't think you have to worry at all, my dude. All right. There's some weird shit happening on my keyboard. It's just like flashing some keys for some reason. That is so weird. Yeah, it's just flashing shit. No idea why. Yeah, so setting up debugging, that's going to be fun. One of the pet peeves that I've got with this LazyVim setup is that the finders don't seem to be FZF, which is my preferred finder tool. So it misses up. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't get used to it, to be honest. And then also the rip grep thing here is really, really hit and miss, because I think it only looks for files that are not symlinked and for files that are not in your git ignore. But sometimes I just want to search for files that are in the git ignore, right? So was promotion, we're trying to use more Python. Yeah, dude, automation is always good. I'm sure your company's going to appreciate if you start like automating everything with Python, right? I think LazyVim comes with a debugger. It's called nvim-dap. It does through Mason. I had to install it. So you have to go on Mason and then actually install nvim-dap somewhere in here, I'm pretty sure. Or is it on the lazy install or lazy extras or something? Let's see, LSPs. I'm pretty sure I already have it, but I'm just making sure. Maybe it's on lazy extras. Yeah, lazy extras is just a different way of installing things in NeoVim as well. I'm pretty sure that is installed. I definitely do have nvim-dap because I've debugged other languages. I just can't remember if I installed it from Mason or here. Yeah, that is a weird one. nvim-dap is a different plugin. It's not an LSP. Yeah, it might be just you are right. It might just be the plugins, which should be for lazy extras, I think, right? Or does it already come installed and that's why I don't actually have it installed, because it's just there? I think it might be right, dude. Yeah, it might just, they do appreciate it almost. Automated reporting with Power BI. Nice. I've never done Power BI. Is it something like just Python for Microsoft, I guess? Also, there is a message in the chat somewhere. Right, I'll reply to that in a bit. Yeah, no idea. I do have nvim that. The reason is because I can obviously debug stuff, right, already. So I can create a launch.json file for this, which we can do right now, I guess. So if we do, if we go in here, add a file, launch.json. Oh, sorry. Is it launch.json? What should it actually look like? Is it in VS Code? Yeah. VS Code, launch.json. That's the one. One of the things I don't like about the default here is as well, like it doesn't show the hidden files. So I actually have to like manually enable it. It's a bit annoying, but it is what it is, right? I can't remember how to write a launch.json from scratch without using VS Code. So I'm going to get launch.json for C++. With code.ldb. Yeah, I wish I did this on somewhere with VS Code first and then ported over to this. That would have been great. Power BI is a full-on reporting solution hosted on top of Azure. You can connect to multiple data sources and transform data. Right. So yeah, it is a data transformation thing. Cool. Yeah, I just never done it. Right. Should I just use Claude in this case? Let's just use Claude because I can't be asked actually doing the research for this. Write me a launch.json file for nvim DAP. So you debug a C++ binary launch. Right, let's just do that. How much do we trust the AI here, though, to actually do something that works? Not much, I'm going to guess. CVP debug, that's not the one I want. I want code.ldb. In fact, do I even have code.ldb installed? That is definitely something I can do with Mason. And the APs, CVP tools is there. LSP, sorry, code.ldb anywhere? I thought we could install code.ldb on Mason, you know? I remember seeing it somewhere. It uses two languages, mQuery proprietary, which is actually really, which you really like. It's a functional language too. The other is DAX, which is like, yeah, I've heard of DAX before. But I've not done either of these. So if you say it's good, dude, I'll trust you for it. I will trust you for it. Interesting. Oh, I do have code.ldb. Like I'm just stupid. I didn't see it in the first place. It is there. So I do have code.ldb. This is clearly not using code.ldb. I think that's the one. Yeah, you missed it. Thank you, Chupak. I like that name, by the way. It's really, really funny. I guess the word is a play on Tupac, right? Yeah, I'm just going to copy this bit here. Configurations in that tab, right? And then we can. Okay, so we've got that. Configurations there. That should end there. And then we should send there. Can I format it? I think it's -C format. Yeah, okay. Now, I'm sure we're going to have to fuck about with the plugin settings as well. This is something that's very difficult to set up. I found anyway. So like for JavaScript, because that's what I've been debugging in the past few weeks or so at work. I've been debugging JavaScript backends with this, and it was very difficult to find the right settings to put in my NeoVim plugin settings that will work. So I'm guessing we're going to have to do something similar for C++ here. It probably will not work out of the box, and that's a shame, but we can try. We can find the args later. I think it's workspace folder. Where else are we? We are in build. There is nothing in build. What? Oh, there is. Okay. And what we actually want to debug is wavy tune, wavy main. Is that right? Yeah, I think it is. Okay. Build, Unix, deb, ninja. And then literally just wavy main, right? That is it. Current working directory is the workspace folder. We will have that. Right. Now, if we go back to the first buffer, which is this one here. Ah, there you go. So it shows up. Run vargs. But obviously it doesn't work. Connection refused. Yeah, so what does this actually mean? So this is some error with the DAP. Ah, gosh. Does it mean I just don't have the debugger installed? I should do, right? I should have code LDB installed. Okay, maybe we can install that. LDB Arch. I swear I thought I already had it. LDB VS Code. It's experimental now. Just use a normal IDE like NetBeans. NetBeans in 2025. That took me back to 2012 when I was at uni. NetBeans for Java, bro. I used to love that shit. That was like the first editor I came across as well. Like I remember going to this lecture where we were learning Java, and this old ass professor just pulls up his like NetBeans setup. It was crazy, dude. I liked it because like it had IntelliSense. So up until then I didn't know you can have IntelliSense, but it had IntelliSense for Java. I think it was NetBeans, right? And then it switched to Eclipse or some shit like that. Yeah, but yeah, NetBeans is probably not the greatest choice. But where's the fun in that, GTX, dude? I mean, if you're not like going to configure every single bit of your IDE, what's the point in even using it? Now, jokes aside, yeah, it's a bit painful to get it working initially, but like it's the kind of thing that you only write once, right? So whatever we change now will only need to be done once. Do I install Hyperland? Dude, do it at your own risk. I mean, this is just... Would I recommend it? Absolutely. I love it. So it should be now at speed, right? Clang D is there. Is code LLDB? No. Yeah, I think I'm literally just missing the LLDB binary, you know? I wish this error said a little bit more than that, but... Oh, yes, I've got fingerprint set up. Have you guys ever seen that? Okay, LLDB's there. Okay, we have LLDB now. Great. So there is no reason why this shouldn't just work next time. Where's my main function? There. Let's add a breakpoint there. And then debug everything. Please work. Please work. Oh, no. It didn't work. Oh my uni, they still use NetBeans for that one Java class. I am the cookie cutter Windows bro now. It does not think about configs. This is what my job did to me. Yeah, dude. Fingertip setup for sudo. I don't know why I did it, because like this laptop has got a fingertip sensor. So fingerprint sensor. And then I set it up, and then it by default it just makes you use that for sudo for some reason. I can just control C and actually type my password into sudo. But I think it's definitely safer for me to actually do that on stream, because I'm not typing my password. I definitely don't use it in other places in front of all of you, and therefore don't leak it. But But yeah, we're getting there, guys. Anyway, um, noise last. Yeah, I have no idea if any of you who know a thing about DApps and LSPs, and you have used Code LLDB before, let me know because I've no idea. I've no idea what's going on. Does AI know? I am getting the following error when using Code LLDB in NeoVim to debug. Let me see what was. Let's see what it says. Trying to connect to a Code LLDB server that isn't running. This happens when Code LLDB needs to properly configured as an adapter. See, this is what I wanted to avoid because I thought Mason would just like configure it properly for us, but it's kind of painful. What if you're doing a shower? Wait. What if you're doing a shower working session? You can't use the fingertip sensor then. I don't quite understand that, but I'm gonna agree. I'm going to agree and not understand it. Code LLDB server port. Configure C++ debugging. No, we kind of don't need this already because we've already got this shit. Maybe let's just try this bit here. Just configuring the adapter itself. We already have the configurations being pulled somewhere. They seem to be done automatically by the Mason installation of CodeLLDB. So maybe we just do that. God damn it. Vim configs. We've got nvim here. We've got Lua. We've got plugins. DAP. See, I've already got some shit in here. Ooh. Hold on a second. Where was this meant to be? Where does AI think this is meant to be at? Huh. DAP.configurations. Wherever I've got access to adapter. Okay, config is there. I don't actually know where to put. Oh, I already have that anyway. I must have done this exact same thing in the past. Server, type server port. Port there, executable. Oh, we can set the executable to it. Interesting. First of all, do we actually have anything in that location? AI seems to think so. Oh, yeah, this is another thing I hate. If you let go of your Windows key just in the wrong time, it will like completely shuffle your your Windows. Your Windows is really annoying. What if you're doing a wet shower, or if you reached for your water cup and accidentally put it in your water? Oh yeah, that's true. Then I can't see the way. Oh, you mean like yeah? Because when you shower, your finger will all be like messed. The fingerprints still work, right? When you shower, is that? Can you check that? See that then you won't be able to. Oddly, yeah, it is oddly specific, dude. I think you've had some issues in the past with fingerprints. I'm not gonna ask you why, but seems weird. Yeah, what location did it say? So Mason. Yeah, that's definitely not. Code LLDB. Why is code? Is code LLDB a thing? Let me try that again. Yeah, code LLDB is not Windows key on a Linux machine. Yeah, it's just the command key, right? It's what you use. It's the function key essentially. Yeah. kind of annoying. Do I just trust this? Do I trust this bit of code for now? And just say fuck it. I think we do. I think it just needs another. Yeah, let's just comment this one out. I don't really understand this line here. Like it's trying to get to the Vim data and then code LLDB in there. I guess Mason will install it in that location. But yeah, I don't know. So if we just do that, if we leave, ooh, in fact, yeah, it changed. And then if we just quit it for now, open our main again, debug it, audio visualizer. There's no way this is going to work, right? Oh my god, it did work. That does work. AI has saved the day. But we did not get the breakpoint here. Okay, great. So we got the window. It's kind of working now. Please enlarge this screen. Is the quality very what is the bit rate? Sorry, not the bit rate. What is the resolution you guys are getting on the stream? Because it should be 1920 by 1080. Can you confirm that? Nonsense. So it doesn't matter to me. I know that's probably not what you meant, but I did wonder that before I started the stream. It looked like the resolution was a little bit lower than usual. I think it's this one here, right? Yeah, so if we put a breakpoint here, so db, ooh, breakpoint, audio visualizer. Look at that real state that we lose. Yeah, that isn't quite working now. Really annoying. Wait, am I just debugging the wrong freaking binary? I'm just debugging the wrong freaking binary, aren't I? Here we go again. So it should be wavy tune and then wavy tune. Ah, that's why. That is why. So if I open that, go on VS Code here, launch JSON, wavy main, wavy tune. That should be correct now. Hey, there you go. We're hitting, boys. We're hitting. So what have we got? we've got the software building on this machine. I can close that UI. We also have breakpoints, of course. If I do want, I can close that, open this, and I can step through the code now, hopefully, right? Yeah, there's no args. So yeah, I expected this anyway, just because we're not passing any args. Great. We can start doing the refactoring that I was talking about now. We can start putting things in the right places and see if we can fix the code, because there is a massive bug in this code and I don't know how to fucking fix it. I remember giving up on this a few months ago because I just couldn't fix it, but there is a bug in the audio code somewhere. I just can't get the right audio data out of the engine for some reason, the audio engine in Mini Audio. But that is something for another stream. Today we're focused on just maybe refactoring some stuff and talking, right? What are you working on? This is actually this is supposed to be an audio visualizer that doesn't work, and I'm mainly just like setting up C++ on the stream today and chatting to the boys, really. But welcome, Nikita. Welcome to the stream. And if you've got any questions regarding C++, CMake, anything like that, just let me know on the chat. Yeah. Can we get an audio? Can we get a free and open source audio that's not going to take my stream down? What did I use last time? It was the Brazilian anthem, right? Brazilian anthem. I'm pretty sure that is not copyright. You can't get copyright stricken. I don't even know how to say the word. They can't strike you if you play an anthem, right? Let's hope not. Oh, sorry. Okay, that was way too fucking loud. I I hope you guys didn't hear that like I did. Audio visualizer doesn't work. C++ doesn't work. No, C++ does work now. We got the C++ working. I would like to download this. Can I download this? Oh. Can I download it as a WAV, please? Please? Let me just try and download it again. Okay. So yeah, it's only available in OGG format. We can probably convert that online somewhere though. Yeah, let's download it. Let's download it. Rewrite it in Rust, bro. Trust me, Rust is the future. We could do. We could rewrite this in Rust at some point. But I would like to write it in C++ first for sure, though. I would like to write it in C++. Wait. Am I not leaking information? I'm gonna put it on music because I know there's nothing leakable in music. Right now, like any good developer, how do we do OGG to WAV online converter? Don't you just love when you have to search for these websites like JPEG to PNG converter? Oh god, I miss the days. Right, this looks fancy for an audio converter online. I'm not gonna lie. Don't even know what these things means. PCM signed integer 16-bit LE. Least significant bits, I guess. LE versus BE. I don't know what my audio is, to be honest with you. But let me just select the right one. Convert to WAV. And let me hope we don't get like a massive advert of something wildly inappropriate. I love every time Matt is flashbang. Me too, yeah. Dude, I've been playing CS again. So I actually get flashbanged now all the time. And I'm so shit at it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how shit I am at it. Right, I kind of want to open this, but on a different. Oh, that is not. Don't look at it, please. There you go. Nothing leakable. Did I leak anything that I'm gonna have to undo? No, there was nothing too bad. Okay, great. But now we've got something in downloads. Okay, great. Now we've got an actual audio file that we can use here. Oh, is the wife? Is that the computer? Yeah, that is me and my wife now. We're good. We've been married for 5 months now. It's great. Married life is great. It's mostly the same as before, but great. What I love the most is when I get flashbanged by an own file directory that I open and I leak my most secret documents. Which, to be fair, I've never done, but I can see that happening in the future. And I don't know what I'm going to do. But yeah. Right, so what did we want to do? We wanted to move the downloads, something from downloads, that into here. Well, let's call it Brazil anthem.wav. If I can spell it right. We do have the Brazilian anthem, great. And now we can once again go on that trusty launch JSON and add whatever the hell the argument should be. Wait. Parse program args, GD, find definition. Yeah, so these are the things we need to pass in. Do I need all the shaders? God damn it, I hope I don't need the shaders. I really hope I don't need the shaders. Oh, I do need the shaders. Oh no, it's on the other computer as well. Ugh. Rip. Yeah, we're going to have to get that. Anyway, so let's just pass in anything and see what happens. But these are the options that we want to add. We are going to go into launch JSON. Oh yeah, something I've not said, but I really like this little scratch thing. So you can just open a scratch thing it anytime and kind of do some manipulation to whatever text or just save it for later. And you can obviously close it, and then when you open it again, it will just be there, right? So it's really nice and useful. The actual parameters represent my large collection of chins. Yeah, dude. Now that you're working, right? Are you how many kilos have you gained so far from uni? Because I gained quite a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I think on the first year I was working, I was a fairly petite, skinny guy when I finished uni because I didn't eat properly, and I used to ride my bike everywhere. But then I gained something like 10 to 15 kilos in the span of like 2 years, to the point that I realized I was too fat, and then I had to lose it again. So yeah, working life is not easy. That's why I go to the gym. I try my hardest to not miss the gym because I do get fat by just sitting on the computer. Anyway, so first one we want is audio file, right? So let's just add audio file, without that. I'm pretty sure it has to be in this syntax. And then all of the other ones as well, right? Which are vertex shader, frag shader, vertex shader, frag shader, geoshader, right? Vertex shader, frag shader. I don't know why that copied in the wrong place. And geoshader. That should at least pass the bit where we validate the parameters for sure. So if I close that now, because I don't really want that anymore. Oh, we still don't have something. And what is it that we don't have? Can I open that? Yeah. There is a leak somewhere. That's what's that's what's up, I guess. Well, let's try that again, shall we? Wait, I didn't debug anything. What are you doing? Not sure. I was trying to go to the gym in September, but then got sick last week and wasn't able to. But I went 4 times trying to build up a schedule, but then get sick in the first week I'm in class. Yeah, dude. That happens a lot, to be honest. You always get sick. I get sick maybe twice a year now. It used to be worse at uni, but yeah. And then when that happens, you just got to not do anything for a week and rest, my man. You just got to rest. Let's step into it and see what's happening, right? Because I have no idea. We add all the options, great. And what else do we have? We don't have help. We do have, oh, we don't have vertex shader. Why don't we have vertex shader? Ah, yeah, because I didn't put the freaking that in it. We should be better now, for sure. Yay, yeah, we do pass it. Things were just error, I'm sure. There you go. And the reason why is probably because we don't have a valid vertex shader somewhere. I'm gonna guess. Can I look at the call stack? That's something great as well. So call stack, parse programs. Oh, we do have a call stack here. It's just really difficult to read it. Okay, yeah, we can increase the size. Great. God damn it, look at this call stack. That is horrible. Oh no, that's not even a call stack. These are the variable. These are the variables. Yeah, these are the variables. Where's my call stack? Where is my call stack? Is it here? Oh yeah, it is. There you go. It's in shared vertex shader, for sure. Line 62. Shader builder line 62. I do hate it how we don't actually get to kind of go on that. Like we can't. Yeah, we have the call stack, and we know where the line is, but it doesn't take us to that if you click on it or if you select it. Kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie. Should have built the line 62. I'm just gonna close that for now. And also, I couldn't move away from that screen. That's weird. Yeah, as I said, something will. There you go. So the read file didn't work because it doesn't exist. We know that. Hello, Kapish. How's it going, dude? What else is he? Hello. Oh, Muslight, dude, that's another OG right here. How's it going, Muslight? What's up, guys? Been a while. It has been a while. It has been a while, hasn't it, dude? Matt has like high latency. I do have a high latency. Yeah. I don't know why it's 17 seconds. I'll try and click on the low latency next time. I think once you start the stream, it just happens, right? By default, it's like normal, which gives you apparently 17 seconds. But if you click on low, it's only a few seconds. Hopefully we'll get more frequent streams now. Matt said he would respect that poll. I will try and respect the poll for sure. So Saturdays do work with me. I mean, the only problem is that if I've got anything on a Saturday, so a party, like for example, next week I'm going to a party, so I need to kind of either stream earlier or stream on Friday instead. So you can take the pick. Which one do you prefer? Earlier streams, not very good, right? You don't talk shit when you're not tired. And Friday streams, again, not everyone is available on Fridays, so yeah. I think what we need to do is to actually get the vertex shaders in. I'm gonna push those in. By first, do I even have shaders anywhere? Oh, I do. I do have vertex shaders. I do have them. So maybe I can just use those. So these are in WaveTunes to make shaders and then VS. Okay, yeah, we can do that. GLSL there, and then we've got Frank shaders and that. We don't have a geoshader, so we're gonna remove that. What happens now? Do we get something? If I just let it rip, what happens if I just let it rip? Sorry. Right. That was way too loud. Sorry about that. I had to absolutely remove everything here. So I've missed some messages. Currently pursuing IT degree from India. Nice, Kapish. I hope you. Oh, I wish you all the best, dude. Honestly. I see you no longer using VS Code. Why not? Because I've got. I got away from Windows basically, and I'm using Arch. Yes, I can get VS Code here, but I thought let's give LazyVim a try. It comes with Omarchy already, which is the quote unquote distribution I'm using. And I'm kind of enjoying it, to be honest. It's just way less bloated, and my data is not going anywhere, so I kind of like it. Granted, it's difficult to kind of set some of the stuff up sometimes. So today we had maybe like 10 to 15 minutes of just trying to figure out how to get C++ debugger or the C++ debugger to work. But it was very easy, and I'm never gonna have to look at that again. It will just work from now on. So I'm kind of happy. The degree name in itself is information technology, basically software engineer. Yeah, that's very nice, dude. Most like Matt has straightened from the light of Microsoft. I think every sound on Wikipedia is okay to use. Yeah, me too. Like I'm hoping it is anyway, because this is the Brazilian anthem, right? It can't be that bad. In fact, where are you guys from? And then I will use whatever anthem. I think GTX, you're from Slovakia, right? If I remember it correctly, or Hungary. One of those two. I'll be right 50% of the time. Since it's royalty free, yeah, that's a good choice in my opinion. I mean, the only installation is the problem. I think the rest is it's like VS Code with steroids. Yeah, it is. It's like VS Code, but better, in my opinion. And it's fully customizable as well. Like if I want to customize, I don't know what port I run my LSP on, I can on VS Code, right? Or it's very difficult to. Whereas in here, I know where the file is, so I can go and figure it out. I'm not going to, because I don't want to mess up everything, but it is there. The option is there. I am Hungarian, born in Slovakia. Oh yeah, dude. That's it. That's why I remember both. That's why I remember both. My sister went to Hungary a few months ago. She got this I think it was like a spicy sauce. It was made of I guess chilies, right? Or something. And I tried some of it and it was nice. Very salty, but very spicy. I don't know. You'll know the name. I will not know. But yeah. I tried it in one of our barbecues. I put it on some meat and it was delicious. Because I like spicy food anyway. You must have returned very hungry then. Yes, she did. I think she had a lot of food, so maybe not. She did enjoy the food there. Right. Now that we've got things working, I'm gonna turn on the desktop audio again. I don't wanna flashbang you guys with the audio, but it was very loud before. Right. Yeah, I think that's it. That's what we wanted to do, right? We wanted to set debugging, and then we want to actually do some work. And I'm not convinced I've got the whole debugging working out, but oh gosh, I'm getting. Is it this? Maybe. Oh, it is that. Yeah, it's exactly that. Eros Pista. That's the one. That is the one. That is the one. Yeah. For those wondering, I talking about this shit here. It's Hungarian. It's spicy, but it's nice. I would recommend it. I actually mixed it with like a little bit of rice and the meat, and it was kind of nice. If you like spicy food, this is the stuff to go for. Tesco, you've got Tesco. That's amazing. Oh yeah, we went through this before because Tesco is very big in the UK, and I'm kind of surprised that they're also in Slovakia and Hungary. Right. Back to this. Yeah, my GL is not quite working. I don't think. Yeah, I've no idea where the bars are. We should see some bars, basically. We should be seeing some bars. But that's not why we're here today. I just want to do some refactoring, right? So this code is a mess. Put it this way. This code is a massive mess. If I go on L, like my entire program is just in the main file. I'm pretty sure all the audio engine stuff is also here, like very, very kind of absurdly written functions, which I definitely didn't just copy from Google. And so is the window code, I think. Everything is here, right? So we can start refactoring this. So the first thing I would want to do is we should probably move things like camera owl, maybe making a file just for the window, or a class just for the window stuff. Where's my window? Yeah, my glfw window. Where do I create it? Let's see. Yeah, setting the viewport and whatnot. So we can put all of that into a class, right? So should we do that? Should we actually do that? So let's begin by doing the window class. Window HPP, if and def window header, I guess. Define. Should have just copied that actually. Oh no. That's not what I meant to do. There. And yeah, just create a class for the window. This is where we're going to abstract all of the window stuff. Of course, we're going to have references to WebGL here or OpenGL, or maybe not. I don't know what I'm going to do in the window class here, to be honest with you. We definitely don't care about that one, or that one. But what I do know is that on my create window function, or maybe the constructor, we can do the actual like window glfw creation. and store that as a pointer somewhere. That kind of works, right? I guess. So yeah, we're probably gonna need memory. We're probably gonna need, yeah, just memory here. We're gonna have to go for STD unique or shared pointer maybe. No, unique pointer. Fuck it. GLFW window. Is it a class or is it a struct? It might be a struct. GLFW. I mean, it doesn't matter which one it is. I think it's just the pointer size. Hello, human. How's it going, dude? Right. I've missed quite a lot of stuff. Nice remembering, though. Shimmer stuff return. Okay. The best in soups and other kinds of non-solid foods. Haven't tried it in Jello, yeah. Yeah, since I've been gone, I actually went to Poland and I had a lot of nice soups. I think it's, all of Eastern Europe is fairly good on soups, right? So since I haven't streamed, that's one of the things I've been up to. Hi, man. Human. Bro, I could make a graphic. Wait. Bro, I could make a graphics driver kernel from scratch. What can you do? That is just the most nerd thing you can ever say, dude. Yeah, don't say those things if you want to actually get Ghost to like you, I guess. I'm only joking, dude. But it's very very nerdy. About humans, if you know what I'm trying to say. French laughter. Ho ho ho. I have no idea where this conversation is going, man. But you guys keep doing it. Yeah. So, hmm. Yeah, what do? Definitely want to copy this, I think. Um Maybe I want to put the GLFW setup in the constructor as well. I haven't decided yet. Oh. But yeah, I mean, uint 32t, and then we're gonna have width and std uint 32t height there. I'm gonna put that in a CPP file somewhere. Let's make it happen. Windows CPP. We're gonna include should probably namespace these things as well. I'm not sure. Yeah, why not? Okay, format it. We got that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, and on the CPP file, I can just namespace DBT. I can instantiate that, right? So window std uint 32t with. I should have just done the same for the height. Okay. Oh no. There. Why can't I type properly today? Okay. And at this point, this is probably where I want to put like all of the logic that we just wanted to copy here. So this bit. No, wrong one. This one. Okay, yeah. So GLFW has to be, the window has to be created. The pointer has to be there. Pretty sure we can do something like window is equals to std unique pointer of window there. Oh, no, 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 no. GLFW window. I do like how it automatically identified where it comes from as well, even though it's a third-party library. I like that. Interesting. GLFW window, and then we probably want to put a destructor here as well, right? Deleter. The deleter is going to be the function that deletes it. So I'm guessing we do need a custom deleter in this case, because we create it with create window. Is it delete window, destroy window, anything with window? Where are we? Should it close? Window should close. What logic is going on here? Is after the while. Okay, yeah, I'm sure I'm probably just leaking the window object by not leaking it, because we do close the we do terminate the process straight away, so you freeze the memory, but we are supposed to actually close the window. Sorry, right. So what have I missed here? Neither do I, but I think human is insinuating something not safe for work. Yeah, dude, we don't talk about those here. This is a family friend. Is it bug? You can talk about anything. Maybe he should join the DC server and say things like that there also. I mean, yeah, if you want to get banned, that's how you do it. By what percentage did I don't know. It probably decreased, to be honest, because Arch makes you not want to have any relationship with any human at all, right? So, right, dude, reading this comment is giving me PTSD. I don't know how I've written all of this, but anyway, what I want to do is I want to look at glfw window and then see what the function to actually destroy it is. Destroy, create, destroy window. That's the one. We're not calling destroy window at all anywhere, but that is something that we need to put in our custom deleter, right? But by doing that, I think I firstly need to do something like, a default deleter. I'm pretty sure. Wait, what type should even go there in C++? Unique pointer, custom deleter example. I'm pretty sure it's just like a lambda that takes the object. That's what it should be, but why does it ask for that? Void destroy takes a bar. Assuming that create and destroy are free functions, which seem to be the case, the following signatures. Yeah, it's a decal type of destroy. Okay. It is possible to do this cleanly using a lambda in C++11. Yeah, this is what I've done before. So you can have like unique pointers with a non-default destructor, because by default, if you don't pass a deleter function, it will just call delete on the pointer. And in this case, we don't want to just do that. We want to actually destroy the window, which is a different function, right? Just for those wondering what I'm doing here and what I'm reading. Why destroy the window if your program closes anyway? It's just good practice, right? I mean, yeah. If you remember when I started debugging, we were getting some weirdness with the address sanitizer. That's one of the causes that could give you that error as well at the end if you're not deleting things properly. So this is just a little bug I found. It's not really a bug, as I said, because your program is ending, but it's good to destroy it anyway, right? Yeah. Should be an answer. In my opinion, it's my beautiful solution. Yeah, okay. So we can just decal type a destroyer. I didn't want to, yeah, I mean, we'll just include, what is it called? We'll include functional for those anyway. This is not a serious question, but thanks for answering. Sorry, dude. Did not pick up on that sarcasm of yours. Um, yeah. Okay. So function there, right? So if we toggle, oh yeah, this is something I need to map as well. We do have the clangd switch source header, which is very useful. I think in VS Code is something like Alt O or something, but I don't have that mapped anywhere. Kind of annoying. And then the deleter can just be a glfw destroy window. That's the one, yeah. Okay. No matching function for that. Oh yes, because it's already a pointer. No matching constructor for initialization of unique pointer. Ah yes. Oh, I see. Then I have to actually. Okay, maybe it's easier if I just do something like, a using declaration here instead of me having to type that twice. So glfw window pointer, something like that, and added the unique pointer there with glfw window and then std function void, which takes a glfw window there, like so. And in here we can obviously do glfw window pointer using that. Okay. And terminate if and def. Define, we also missed that. What does that mean? If and okay, yeah. I just completely got it fucked. There you go. Extra token at the end of the directory fix available. What's an extra token at the end? End if. Okay, yeah. You can see how rusty on C++ I am. Error. Hello. Hello, Ardash. Welcome, dude. I forgot to actually beg for it, but if you guys haven't liked the video yet, please do it, because if I want to start it back, I want you guys to actually give me engagement so I can get more viewers in the future. Okay, so we've got that. And then in here, we can obviously just use the same pointer type. Right. Pretty sure that will work. Why is this not working? That build will not work, of course. No member name CL. Stream. Cody Matt, you said Rust. I did say, yeah, I did say Rust mentioned, indeed. Hey Matt, what are you working on tonight? Hey Pedro, I was setting up the C++ debugger on my new machine. I've got a new non-Windows setup now, and I just picked up the audio visualizer program, And it actually did go smoother than I thought it would go initially. And we're able to do some refactoring in the code. So that's literally what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything vaguely kind of major in here, apart from just refactoring some code. And getting the feel of what it's like to actually develop C++ on LazyVim, because this is probably like the second or third time I've actually opened a C++ code base in this, as opposed to just doing it on VS Code. And yeah, that's what we're doing here. And just chatting, because it's been a long time since I've I've not streamed, so it's good to see most people here tonight. What is pretty cringe is that young people will learn Rust instead of even knowing about what C++ provide. Yeah, I mean, it's what is pretty cringe is, yeah, I wouldn't say cringe. It's just unorthodox, right? I would definitely, like I've said it many times, I would definitely just learn a conventional programming language first, and then move on to something like Rust or Zig. Is Zig even is still alive anymore? Like, it was mentioned in every freaking YouTube video I ever clicked on YouTube. Yeah, because those languages, obviously they will teach you, I won't say bad programming, but unconventional programming, right? So if you were to then pick up something like, I don't know, JavaScript, or what is another language, PHP or something like that, you have to learn how to think differently, because you learned your thinking for programming in a different way. It's not a bad thing, because you're going to do that either way, right? Either you learn conventional programming language first and then Rust, you're going to have to rethink things, or the other way around. But yeah, I mean, it's that, for me, in my opinion, is more useful to learn the conventional way first, because you can work with more languages in that way, if it makes sense. Zig is still alive, I think. I've never used it. I've never used it either. I just remember it being like raved about by everyone on how he's going to replace low level C or something. Zig is cool since it's like Kotlin. Yeah, it's cool. All these languages, to make it clear, all these languages are very cool. I love all of them. I love Rust. I do. I really think Rust is superior to most other languages out there because of its build system integration. Its default working environment is just so much nicer to any other language, in my opinion. And on top of that, you get like memory safety by default, and so you can't write shit bugs. The compiler has very, very useful like error messages which help you learn the language. It suggests you what to do when you do something wrong. Can you imagine C++ doing that? Because I can't. But yeah, it's amazing, right? What plugin for new Vim is the one that shows the args in the written function, for example, in title testing out window? So that would be just C++, I think. So the C++ ClangD, that is. So if you have LazyVim, you can just open Mason and install ClangD in your LSP. And that's it, dude. So ClangD does all the work for you, essentially. You can run C++ with it and integrate new Zig code. Rust is bad because the binaries aren't modular, so you can't have dynamic libraries. You can have dynamic libraries. The thing with Rust is, the thing with dynamic libraries in Rust, right? Why do you write a dynamic library? Why do you write something like a DLL or an SO file? Is because most of the time you want to be able to either like upgrade them or replace them with like a new version that fixes something, like something that doesn't break the version, right? And if you have two different binaries, the same code compiled to the same DLL by two different C++ compilers, they will be equivalent. Like the calling order of the functions inside the assembly is the same. This is called binary. I forgot the name now. It's gosh, how did I forget the name? But these binaries compiled by the same code compiled by two different C++ compilers are binary, not equivalent. Equivalent is not the word, but compatible, right? Binary compatible. In Rust, that isn't the case. So every version changes that compatibility. They don't guarantee that. I remember when I went to the Rust convention 2 years ago. Yeah, when I went to the Rust convention, there were talks about making Rust have that feature, so you can have dynamic libraries compiled with different versions of the Rust compiler, like working with each other. but I don't think that has ever been implemented. That's why people don't tend to do dynamic libraries in Rust, in my opinion. If they fix that, Rust would be great. Yeah, I agree. Anyway, so binary compatibility. That is not the word. It might be the word. I thought binary compatibility was something else, but it might be binary compatibility. Yeah, it might be binary compatibility. I mean, Google is saying that it's actually very difficult to do it, but you can, in fact, compile something for a same program or a library in Clang 15 and load that library in a program compiled in like Clang 17. It will work. It's not guaranteed by the standard, but it does work. In Rust, it doesn't, right? In fact, if you ever got like massive errors when writing a Rust program because it's linked in a library that was compiled with a different version, you know what I'm talking about because that happened to me a few times. It's yeah, you got to make sure that the entire toolchain was basically compiled by the same version. I hope I'm not talking shit. I think that is actually how it works. You're welcome to do the research and tell me otherwise, but from what I remember, that is it. Anyway, I see. Thank you. If they fix that, glad to help, Robco. But isn't the language still in beta technically? I don't know. I don't know much about Rust anymore. Last time I've done Rust was last year's Christmas, I think. I mean, at work, I'm not doing Rust anymore, so I've not kept in touch with the Rust community, to be honest with you. Sorry, guys, just checking a message real quick. Righty, back to you. I'm going to take just a quick break to read a longer message, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to turn on my camera. We are back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I forgot what I was doing. So that was a good chat. Unfortunately, it has taken me off course now, and I forgot what I was doing. Yeah, Clang expected this after that. I'm very surprised that this file is being picked up by Clang D as well, just because I haven't actually included it in the compilation of anything. So that was interesting, isn't it? Yeah, ideally I would put a window.cpp here. That would trigger a okay. Okay, yeah. CMake select configure preset, and we have Clang debug. What? Why did my preset just stop working suddenly? Linux Clang release. Right, that's weird. I did not change that at all. Ah, I stashed my changes, that's why. When I pulled the files that I was missing, I stashed the changes. That's why the CMake preset now has to be changed. So whenever I do Clang, that should make it work a little bit better. But obviously, I also changed something else that was stashed, which was this. Conan debug. Oh gosh. The things I do on stream, guys. Okay, and then when I mention Conan somewhere, this is release, and this other one is debug. Right. So I believe I should probably remove the build directory and then try again. Yes. Okay, finally building. Yeah, so now we actually get some meaningful errors. I just wanted to see what the whole error is. Expected something after the expression. What am I missing here? So we've got that. We can have, what I meant to do was this. Ah, yeah, this. That's what I was missing. That's fine. I kind of want to format this. So code format. Oh, this is ugly, isn't it? It auto formats to the spacing there. Kind of annoying. We don't have a return there. We glfw terminate. See, but then if we don't have a window, what do I do if I don't have the window here? Yeah, I basically want to throw an error, right? I think. So yeah, I want to throw. I'm used to JavaScript. There's no new in throwing in C++, right? Am I am I chatting shit? Yeah, there is no. Just an exception. Throw window creation exception or something. And then we're going to copy that. Clung the switch. Wait. I really need to map that command somewhere else because it's really annoying. We want this class here. Inherits from exception. Now, if memory serves me right, we need a public in here somewhere, which returns a const car star what, I think it is. And it has to be an override. Is that it? Yeah, I think it is. And then return something like non-virtual hides override non-virtual member marked override hides virtual member function. Right, so it's const car star. What is the actual exception? Can I read into it? Virtual what? Virtual const car star const, right? That's why. Because this also has to be a const function. And now we should no longer have that. Exception specification of overriding function is more lax than the base function. How is that so? Tell me. Virtual const car star. What? No throw, right? That's why. Save dynamic and no throw. Okay. That is kind of annoying. Is it no throw? Or throws? Yeah, what am I supposed to be putting here? Because I don't really want to put the glibc stuff, which basically says that it doesn't throw. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I'll think about that in a second. Right, back to the chat. Sorry, I missed quite a bit. So the basic function, their implementations are still being changed. I think so. Are you talking about Rust, right? Do you still use VC package for projects, or do you have fully moved over to Kona? So Pedro, I use Kona most of the time, to be honest, dude. It just works better for me, and I feel like I've got more control of the build system doing that. However, if I have to build something for Windows only on on Visual Studio, then yeah, VC package plays quite nicely with that. That's the only reason I would do it. So the intention is confusing and bad. ChatGPT Rust has its own ABI. Yeah, that's the one. That's what I was looking for. is not stable across compiler versions, and intentionally so. Yeah, the intention is too confusing and bad. Yeah, I mean the intention is so they can change the implementations, right? The base implementations a lot, I think, and just do things that work better across versions. Is Omarchy good? Hi, Rai Kappa. Welcome to the stream, dude. Omarchy is good. I'm loving it. It's actually really useful, and I just love Hyper, to be honest. What I like, or Hyperland, is what I love the most about Omarchy. Just the tiling system is amazing compared to what I had on Windows, and it feels. I said it at the stream at the start of the stream. It feels very different when I have to go back to my Windows laptop and then kind of move Windows about and not have the Hyperland fix those for me. But yeah, I have to go and wake up early, so work on class and projects is the second week, and I already need to do 4 projects. 2 are due next week, and dude, you're crunching. That is the definition of crunching. Yeah, no worries, GTX. Dude, it was really nice to see you here, and I'm glad that you you managed to join, man. The OGs are joining again. I will, yeah, we'll chat on Discord for sure. I'll try and keep an eye on Discord a little bit more for sure now. I do apologize for not being online. I had things going through in life and lack of motivation mostly. But yeah, man, welcome back, and I'm glad you joined us today. And have a good sleep. Have a good week, good weekend. That is. No accept. Yeah, no accept. No accept. Yeah, that could be a Pedro. Const. No accept. Will that work? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I've not. As you can tell, like my C++ is rusty as hell now. That's what you get for not doing it for months and months. I don't see how a serious dev would code in a language that is so volatile. No problem. Good to see you back, yeah. Yeah, no worries, dude. See you. Have a good night. Right. No accept, that's a good one. I was thinking of froze. There's also froze, right? Froze is no longer used, I believe. Is it froze that? It's like the old no accept or something. Or does it have to be like the last thing? Yeah. In fact, what is it? I'm actually intrigued. C++ no accept versus throw. Oh, it's throw, not froze. That's the one. But yeah, I was thinking of throw and nothing in there, which should in theory do the same thing. But C++, yeah, throw is the old specifier basically, and it should use no except now. Yeah, great. Anyway, thank you either way. No throw, no accept. Right, does this compile a little bit better now? Out of interest. It does. It fully compiles now. So all of that, just so I can throw a single error if I fail to create a window here. And I wanted to do it there. Yeah, I guess that could work. Could not create window. GLFW terminate is something we do have to do as well. Yeah, I don't know where to put this bit of code actually, because it should be outside of this class. This is just for the window. Let's just comment it out for now. Dude, just fuck off. There you go. Yeah, so eventually, whenever we call this constructor, we want to have a try catch around that and do a glfw terminate on the whole thing, right? Maybe just a catch ... will do, I think. I got some messages. What did I get? Hey, someone joined the Discord. Welcome, welcome. Right, so we quite literally moved not much so far, right? FW window. Key call back. What else do we want to do? So window creation is now kind of done. We do want to set the viewport. Yeah, when I say kind of done, it's not really, by the way, because this should really be the width and height here. And I guess we also have a string for the name, right? That should do. Include memory is not used directly. Is it not used directly? It is. All right. Yeah, maybe it's not used directly. And of course, we're using all of the cstdint types in here. There's uints. Getting jealous seeing you move around with Vim keyboard. I need to bite the bullet and make the switch, but I feel so slow and I revert back to after. Yeah, dude, this has been my excuse as well up until like maybe a month ago when I switched. So yeah, I mean, first of all, if you have Windows, it's kind of difficult to get like a nice Vim setup in it, right? It's possible, but it's just faffy. So that's one of my catalysts. I had to buy a new laptop, and I decided to not buy a laptop without an OS, which is when I got to this Note ThinkPad. And then I installed Omarchy, and that has lazy Vim by default. I can get code on it. I can get VS Code on it, but I just thought I think now is the time to actually go and and learn how to use Vim properly. And the truth is, I'm not even using Vim properly because lazy Vim. If you talk to a Vim purist, I've got some of those at work, for example. They would hate it because everything is already done for you, right? All the mappings and everything else is kind of already set up for you. But it's still like a nice gateway drug, if you see what I mean. Like you still learn how to move around like different buffers, and you still learn how to just move around the lines and whatnot. Everything else, like finding files, finding content in the file and stuff, is just part of lazy Vim. But those are nice to haves, right? But you do learn how to use Vim properly if you get something like lazy Vim. So I would massively recommend it. It's a good, like, is what I was saying on stream earlier. It's a good way to kind of get started with it because all the defaults are pretty useful and everything like it's already set up for you. You just gotta you want to install an LSP, just just go Mason and then install whatever you want. Very similar experience to the VS Code extensions. And it's just VS Code on steroids, dude. Really, really good. And the best thing is that you once you get comfortable with it, you can just customize whatever you want. If you don't like a particular key map, you can just unmap it, do something else. For example, like this is one I'm gonna map right now. So we can do it together. So clang the switch header source, right? This is very useful, like switching between header and source files. I don't know why this is not mapped anywhere. Or is it? Yeah, so this is not mapped anywhere in the code as far as I can. Oh, no, it is. Oh, it is. There you go. LazyVim already has that for me. So, oh, I'm just stupid, right? There you go. But if I wanted to map this command, playing the switch header source, I can just go on the nvim Lua config and then just literally map it. It's called one function and then just map it to control O or something. But yeah, I did not realize that was it. It took me literally maybe 2 hours now to realize that that's already a mapping somewhere. I'm so stupid. Great. I forgot. I mean, I'm raving about LazyVim so much that I forgot what I was doing. Yeah, so we pass in the name. We want to put name here. I think it has to be a C string. And on top of all of this stuff, I also want to track some of this, right? Width. We're going to get width there. And then we've got height. Oops. If I can spell it, we've got height in here as well. And then a name. We've got a name there. I don't know why I want to track this, but it is what it is, right? And if we go to the header now, we can put all these things here. Autocomplete is kind of, that's one of the things I miss from VS Code, because like if I type in height on VS Code, you just tab it and then you autocomplete. And here you have to press enter, and I just keep getting caught out. This is why you can see me just doing massively inefficient like round trips around the word to fix something at the beginning. It looks awesome. I'll check it out. Yeah, do check it out. By the way, you can set up a VM. If you have an old laptop, I recommend it as well. But this is what I'm actually using, and it's got everything. Like it's an installation of Arch made easy for you. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna brave too much about it. There's plenty of videos on YouTube you can go and check out, but this is the one. You just install this on an old laptop and kind of play around with it. This is what I did before I bought my new laptop. I picked up one of my older laptops and just installed this in it and checked it out, and I liked it. It's really nice. This guy is the creator of Ruby on Rails, I think, and he's the one who started this whole project. But yeah, it's really good. Manual is really good as well. It's got everything you need. Really recommend it. Really recommend it. And what's best, like, sorry, one more thing. Themes are amazing on this. So I can just kind of change them. I think is there. Or is it here? Windows Alt Space. Yeah, I can like change whatever theme I want and everything will just, automatically pick up. So I can just change it. Nord is quite nice as well. Like it's got different terminal color styles and stuff. You can create your own. What I'm using now is Kanagawa, which is a slightly modified version of the original like stock one. I've got my own. I've tweaked one or two colors and also the backgrounds and stuff. But yeah, they've got quite a lot of stuff here, and it's really good. And you can. Is it Control Shift? I'm trying to see. Oh, there you go. There you go. I was just trying to get back to the background that I wanted. What's the benefit of Omarchy over Arch? There's no benefit. The benefit is, well, there is a benefit. You don't have to fuck about with installation scripts and install things properly, right? But if you install Arch without Omarchy, you're gonna have to set up all of like the window manager for you. You're gonna have to install Wayland. I'm not sure if Wayland comes with the base install actually, but yeah, you're gonna install Wayland, Hyperland, Waybar. You're gonna have to build everything up yourself, essentially. Omarchy just kind of brings all of that for you. Bro, this looks insane. Yeah, it's really good. I recommend like taking a look at it. It's honestly like, if you have an old laptop lying around and you just want to give it a try, maybe you want to move away from dragging and dropping Windows around to get your workspace nicely done and get all of that done for free. Yeah, install Omarchy on it. Yeah, I did it and it was a pain to set up everything from scratch. Yeah, Pedro, I wouldn't recommend it. I've tried it as well and I failed. So, I mean, the farthest I got was like getting a nice Arch installation with Grub and no desktop, because I didn't go that far really, but no desktop. And then the farthest I got was actually getting my Wi-Fi working by making sure that I selected the internet or the networking modules on the installation, because I kept forgetting to do it for some reason and kept wondering why I couldn't connect to the internet at all. But that was a fun one. All right, so that there. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think it now, because this would obviously change to alter window, right? It would be something like, fuck, what am I even doing here? Be 800 by 600, and then we do something like testing out stream. That should create the object for us. What I will not do is run this bit of code. I'm going to comment this code down. Run this bit of code down here, right? Which is when we actually tell OpenGL, this is our window, this is where you set the context up for drawing, right? Should we be doing that? That is the question. Hmm. I think we should be doing that on window, to be honest. Yeah, setting the viewport and the resize callback. Okay, there's a resize callback. Interesting. Yeah, let's move this code out as well. We'll put it into window. Right, why is this not working? Why can't I not find my constructor? That is odd, isn't it? Yeah, that is very odd. Yeah, I think I'm just going to put that code in here. This is part of glue. Where is it? Yeah, it might be part of glue. Wait, what? In file included. GL is included before glue. Where? Why is it included? Why is it included before glue? Interesting. Does it tell me if I actually build? Right, back to the comments. I don't even remember how I did half of it, but getting Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, NVIDIA, and whatnot, it was a true pitter. Yeah, got it all working perfectly, but if I have to repeat, I might die. What are you developing? Yeah, Pedro, like yeah, I don't know, dude. I just want to have like, I like computers. I don't like computers that much to just sit through Arch's installation for like literally a couple of days to get my perfect setup. I would much prefer to have something kind of half nice and then eventually, yeah, I mean, if I want to go the extra mile in the future, I might. And then Ibra King, which, by the way, welcome to the stream, dude. If you guys haven't done it yet, please like the video and subscribe to the channel because I might be doing this every week now. So this is an audio visualizer that I started months and months ago on the stream, and then I eventually stopped. But the intention for the stream today is just to get C++ set up so I can debug the code, which we have. Like I can already debug this when it builds. And doing some minor refactoring, basically. So just making the code a little bit nicer because at the moment, all the code is in the main.cpp, which is just really, really hard to read. And this includes like setting up the audio engine so you can play an audio file, setting up the OpenGL stuff for the rendering of the bars, you know, the frequency bars and stuff. This is all here, and I've kind of not gotten too much done, to be honest, apart from just moving some window code out, which isn't the greatest. But this is the stream, dude, and I'm just general chatting because I've been away for ages. Yeah, so back to this error right here. GL is included in here before that. So does GLFW already include that? Ah, that's why I couldn't find my definition because I've added string, but in the definition I don't actually have the stud string here. I hate how it keeps putting like it keeps getting rid of my space here. Oh, that's frustrating. But okay. So that should work now, right? So back to where we had the window. This bit here. If I do GD, okay, yeah, it does find it now. Great. It was just because it had an actual error. Calling a private constructor, it should not be. This should be a public constructor. I wonder if it's going to build now. Right, yeah. So obviously it didn't build. Use of undeclared identifiers, GLFW set frame buffer, resize callback. Yeah, this one we can fix. This one is quite literally a callback function which we can put in an anonymous namespace. Okay, namespace. There you go. Can't spell it. What the hell did you do here? Okay. Yeah, let's find where the resize fallback is, and literally just wank it and wink. That's not a good word. Just yank it and then put it in here. Format it. Okay, now we have something that should build, but it doesn't. GL included before. So what is including? It has to be here, right? It has to be window. Ah, okay, I see. So maybe Windows including GLFW, which includes includes GLFW on window. So if it's on top of here, that eventually includes gl.h, but then we must include glue before that. There is an easy fix, I guess, which is keeping the window there, and then also putting, I guess, include glue here, gl.glue. Would that work? I don't know. Yeah, it does work a little bit better. Anyway, can the space thing be configured in a Clang formatting file? It probably can, yeah. I just don't want to do that now, but you probably are right. So first of all, do I even have a Clang format file? I do, yeah. Let's figure that out, right? So what do we want to do here? I don't think I need this one anymore. Okay. I don't want to really read the entire documentation, so Clang format. Oh, okay. Maybe we are gonna have to find it. There aren't that many options, to be honest, so we're bound to find which option it is. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here for you guys as well. Regular expressions describe comments with special meanings. No, that's not what we want. Include blocks. Depending on the value, multiple include blocks can be sorted. Ah, okay. So emerges. Okay, this is what we want, right? And it's in Clang format 6. So we should have support for that already. What we want is this, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm pretty sure that we want this one, which is IBS preserve. And this is include block style. For some reason, I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that option at all. Why? Include block style. Yeah, I use preserve, I think. Yeah, it's a good shout. I mean, I like to separate. This is stupid, but I like to separate my my includes in groups. So I put std at the very end because, like, you look at it and you kind of know where it comes from, right? And then third parties in the middle, and then my projects include like at the very top. It just tells me like, all right, it's on the first group, so I know it's a header from my project somewhere. Which is very. I think it's without the style. I think it's without the style. include box preserve, IBS preserve. Yeah, so it is preserve, yeah, you are correct. Okay, and now, if it all worked, window.cpp, nope, which one is it? It was window.cpp, right? Okay, so if I do A, it no longer does it, right? But if I do that, is it going to... this is also not ideal because it will sort them for me, which is fine in most cases. But as I said, if we went to this file, what is it going to do here? I mean, glfw, does it come before, alphabetically before then gl glue? We'll figure out, right? It does come. So in this case, there's no problem. But if this header here had to be included before this one, we're going to have an issue. But yeah, we can just sort that by just putting a new line in between them, right? It's not the end of the world. Just uncomment the line above. Oh yeah, sorry dude, I missed that one out. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's been 2 hours and I think I might call it here. To be honest, I'm kind of very tired. But I'm gonna continue doing this, and if you guys are interested, I'll paste the link to this project on the description of the video. So if you check it in like 10 minutes, it should be there. Yeah, it's really good to see new faces here. So thank you all very much for joining and chatting. I really enjoyed talking to you guys. I will try to have something a bit more concrete in the next stream, so an actual target, as opposed to just, yeah, let's open this project up and try and debug it and do some refactor. But it's been nice kind of coming back to the stream and chatting anyway. With that in mind, I think I'm gonna leave it here, and I wish you guys a very, very happy weekend. I hope you enjoy the last day of the weekend, really, Sunday. And I'll see you guys next week. So yeah, subscribe to the channel, please. Bye-bye. Right, if I can figure out how to finish the stream. There you go.